As one of the few Avengers who doesn't have any superpowers or even a robotic flying battlesuit, Natalia Romanova, aka Natasha Romanoff, aka the Black Widow, is often up against some bad guys who should be able to squash her like a spider.
Yeah, and yet she survives, because besides her considerable combat skills, Natasha is also a former Russian super spy, with a bag of tricks that would make even James Bond himself shuffle his feet with embarrassment and mumble something about a defibrillator he keeps in his glove box.
And although it is really cool to see her running around with the Avengers, it's the super spy side of her character that I've always wanted to see more of.
Thankfully, Nathan Edmondson and Phil Noto are all about the espionage action in their interpretation of Black Widow under the Marvel Now imprint.
The first thing that you notice in Volume 1 of Finely Woven Thread is the beautiful and very emotive artwork by Phil Noto. The colour palette invokes all the best Cold War spy era classics, while Noto's choices of angle, lighting and composition manage to make this feel like an intimate story, even during the most explosive shootouts.
And this is an intimate story, that's very clear. Edmondson has made a choice to focus on Natasha's time away from the Avengers, driven by the demons of her past to make amends for her actions, although he keeps us firmly rooted in the present, rather than revealing the details of that past.
There's even a fake out early on where she tells her origin story and then reveals she made it all up by saying, "No one will ever know my full story."
Yeah, and I think that's a statement Edmondson's making. Natasha is tortured by her past, but it's a pain she keeps to herself, withholding it even from the reader. And that makes every insight that you get into this incredibly guarded woman fascinating. And I think it's a great direction for the character.
Yeah, the character development is strong throughout. And it's also worth stating that a large percentage of the lead characters in this volume are women, and that none of them have been overly sexualised. That may surprise some readers, given some of Black Widow's previous incarnations as a sultry femme fatale, but I think it's refreshing.
Yeah, she's still very beautiful, but it's wits and determination that make her dangerous, just like any great spy thriller. This looks like it'll continue to be a great collaboration. You know, it's got this plot that keeps you turning the pages even when you really want to linger over the artwork. It's a buy from me.
This is a great new chapter for Natasha. I love that this is more relatable than anything I've seen her in before. A relatable woman with a real life and a real history. And for new readers, it's so far removed from Scarlett Johansson's sexy fighter superhero take, it's definitely a buy from me.